This video is about voices. When you have a walk in a town or village in Morocco or ride on a countryside road there, you witness a peculiar phenomenon, the one of dirty madmen at large wandering freely. Except for the ones who are fake madmen spies, are those madmen really free? I tell you in this video about my own experience of partial madness in Morocco and how the voice of the perpetrators I am calling here deliberately Companions 96 was leading me in Rabat, Saleh town and elsewhere in November 1996, 24 years ago. I mean, the perpetrators, Companions 96, use the technology of sound and voice to kidnap targeted individual under the cover of partial madness in Morocco, and the psychiatrists take these stories for the voices called auditory hallucination that is caused by schizophrenia, paranoia, and psychosis, and this kind of interpretation of the sound technology suits the perpetrator's system of kidnapping. As reference for this technology of sound, you have the book Mind Control, The Ultimate Brave New World by Dr. Nick Begish. It is on internet. The events I am talking about here took place in November 1996. I was then a civil servant in the Mayor Center Bni Khlef, Louisiana, an administration of the Ministry of Interior. I abided alone in Mohammedia, some 20 kilometers away from Casablanca. I am a native of El Ayoun, a village near Oujda. In year 1996, I was also a university student in Mohammedia and was in the third form option French literature, and my name is Azlaf Mohammed. Currently, I live alone in El Ayoun near Oujda. I had retired from my job 4 years ago. In this video, I talk only about the events I lived with the voice of Companions 96 during the night before my last night with the voice in November 1996. I talk about a kidnapping via voices under the cover of partial madness. The first stage of tortures via voices were carried out in Rabat and Saleh towns, and it will be the subject of other videos. I first tried to escape from Companions 96 at night by train without a ticket from Ribat railway station in November 1996. So one night in November 1996, I got in the train that travels from Rabat to Oujda, but the ticket inspector compelled me to get out of the train after about an hour of journey in Sidi Yahya Gharb railway station at night. The following day, I walked by a main route till I arrived at a town which could be either Sidi Sliman or Sidi Qasim. I intended to come back to El Ayoun near Oujda, where my parents used to live. The voice of Companions 96 had communicated with me during that walk. Those communications will be the subject of another video. When I arrived near the suburb of that town, Sidi Sliman or Sidi Qasim, it was the beginning of the night. Fearing aggression at night in that town, I first sat myself up in a vegetable field near the suburb at the right of the tarmac road I came by. There, the voice of Companions 96 rejoined me again in the darkness. The moonlight didn't yet appear then. The voice of the perpetrators told me cunningly in Arabic, calling me by my first name. Muhammad, come back to the road. We will get you where we can cure you. I yielded, credulous to the voice suggestion. I stood up and rejoined the road verge. When a yellow Mercedes car passed by me, heading in the opposite direction, the voice told me, "Here is Bousmaha Mercedes car, follow it." This man Bousmaha Muhammad was only my elder brother's friend, and both of them worked and abided in Ribat. It meant here only irony. I actually did a short distance behind the vanishing yellow Mercedes car, but the voice ordered me to turn back to head to the town's suburb. Then the voice added, "You must go on the other verge of the road, but to cross the road, you need a girl. But go ahead, she is there further ahead." I obeyed all the orders of the voice meekly. Via few orders, the voice of the perpetrators led me in the western-northern suburb of that town, Sidi Sliman or Sidi Qasim. At some moment, up a slight slope, when I started to trot along as the voice ordered it, the voice, to manifest Companions 96 gratitude for my obedience, told me in Arabic, "May God be merciful on your parents." When a cart pulled by a mule or a horse passed by me, and I picked up my ear to listen to its noises, the voice told me, "Listen only to the machine's sound, not the cart's." After the street with the slight slope, the voice orders led me by another street at my left, still in the suburb. Then the voice made me head back in the opposite direction towards west-north by another street. There on that spot, the voice's order took me right in front of a clear panel sign that reads Butane Gas Company. It was a sign of a small gas factory. After I read the sign myself, the voice told me, that's butane gas that you are keeping the writing correspondence with currently. It was actually true that in year 1996, I kept a sincere correspondence with a girl abiding in another town far away from Mohammedia. And actually, this girl's expired father had a butane gas company. Our correspondence consisted only in letters sent to each other by post office services. The voice kept leading me in that suburb that night. When the voice led me near a fence of a kind of a small park, it told me, here is the Ujda park you used to write your letters in. There in that small garden, when I had been near an abandoned large sewage cement pipe, the voice of Companions 96 told me about that pipe. That's the pipe you had slept in. Actually, when I had still been wandering in Salih town near Rabba, in Hay Salam site in November 1996, I spent a night lying inside a cement pipe that was abandoned in a small garden. After I was again led outside the suburb, the voice told me cheerfully, that's why you have been unsuccessful in anything you have undertaken in your life, naive. The voice used the Moroccan word kambo for the word naive. Then the voice repeated in Arabic, kambo al-kambo. Then I started myself to say aloud al-kambo. The perpetrators meant that they were the cause of all my failures and illnesses in my life. Then, when I got out of that town's west suburb, the perpetrators started a new stage of severe instructions, the stage of cruel torture and the kidnapping at night. The voice told me in Moroccan dialect, you will follow this route, listening to our orders, but without you look to any road signs or way marks. It was via that strict control that the voice of Companions 96 led me that night of full moon on Tangier Road without I knew that I was heading in that direction. I knew about that only in the following morning. I will relate the rest of this story with voices in other videos. The complete text of this story of kidnapping via voices under the cover of madness is published on my Facebook as Laf Mohammed. Profile photo, I wear white kimono, red belt, and I stand with the instructor who had a mustache.